सदन को याद दिलाना चाहता हूं, 2008 में मुंबई में इतनी बड़ी आतंकी घटना हुई, मगर उस समय की सरकार को जो प्रभावी कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए थी वो नहीं हो पाई। लेकिन उसमें सबसे दुखद और आश्चर्य की बात है, कई वर्ल्ड फोरम, इंटरनेशनल फोरम पर जो उसका कंडेमनेशन होना चाहिए, जो उसकी निंदा की जानी चाहिए, वह भी जितना होना चाहिए नहीं हो पाया। अध्यक्ष, यदि आप उस घटना के बाद हुए ब्रिक्स सम्मेलन के डॉक्यूमेंट्स उठाकर देख लीजिए, मुंबई आतंकी हमले का कहीं जिक्र भी नहीं है। और अध्यक्ष महोदय, जब केंद्र में प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में सरकार बनी, तब जाकर कहीं के हालात कुछ बदलने शुरू हुए और साल 2017 में हुए ब्रिक्स सम्मेलन में पहली बार 2017 में हुए ब्रिक्स सम्मेलन में पहली बार आतंकवाद से लश्कर और जैश जैसे आतंकवादी संगठनों को जोड़ा गया। यह भी अपने में करिश्माई काम था। यह परिस्थिति इसलिए बनी क्योंकि इसके ठीक एक साल पहले उरी की घटना के भारत की सेनाओं ने सीमा पर जाकर सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक की थी। हमने दुनिया को बताया कि आतंकवाद के खिलाफ हम सरहद के इस पार भी मारेंगे और जरूरत पड़ी तो आतंकियों के घर में घुसकर भी मारेंगे। यह बदलाव प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में आया। अध्यक्ष महोदय, यह वही नीति है जो पहले की सरकारों को भी अपनानी चाहिए थी। उन सरकारों को जिनके शासनकाल में भारत ने सबसे भीषण आतंकी हमलों का सामना किया, जिनमें 2008 का मुंबई हमला आज भी हर हिंदुस्तानी के जहन में बैठा हुआ है, जिंदा है, एक न भूलने वाली त्रासदी के रूप में जिंदा है। अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं श्री प्रणब मुखर्जी जी ने अपनी किताब द कोलिशन ईयर्स में लिखा है, मेरे पास है भी, कोलिशन ईयर्स में लिखा है कि जब मुंबई अटैक हुआ था, प्रणोदा ने लिखा है, जब मुंबई अटैक हुआ था, इंडिया हैड एविडेंस दैट द टेररिस्ट केम फ्रॉम कराची पोर्ट। पाकिस्तान के नॉन स्टेट एक्टर्स के बहाने पूरी दुनिया में को पूरी दुनिया में कोई मान नहीं रहा था। उन्होंने लिखा है प्रणोदा ने, एंड आई कोट, amid heated debates within the cabinet, there was a demand for military intervention which I rejected. यह उन्होंने लिखा, मैंने नहीं लिखा, अनकोट। अध्यक्ष महोदय, भारतीय विदेश सेवा के एक वरिष्ठ अधिकारी ने भी अपनी किताब में इस बात की पुष्टि की है, जिनका नाम है अजय बिसारिया, और वो शायद फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी थे, कि मुंबई हमले के तुरंत बाद एक उच्च स्तरीय बैठक हुई थी जिसमें तत्कालीन विदेश मंत्री प्रणोदा ने पूछा व्हाट शुड बी डन। तो विदेश सचिव शिवशंकर मेनन जी ने सुझाव दिया कि भारत मोरदके में लश्कर ए तोयबा के मुख्यालय पर क्रूज मिसाइल से हमला कर सकता है। यह सुनकर प्रणोदा ने चश्मा उतारकर साफ किया और सभी अधिकारियों को धन्यवाद देकर बैठक समाप्त कर दी। अध्यक्ष महोदय, उस समय की सरकार ने जो सही समझा वो किया, पर मैं मानता हूं कि अगर तब की सरकार ने भी 2016 सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक, 2019 एयर स्ट्राइक जैसे निर्णायक और कठोर कदम उठाए होते तो पाकिस्तान की स्ट्रेटेजिक कैलकुलस बदल सकती थी। एक पावरफुल और डिसाइसिव एक्शन पाकिस्तान और उनकी सेना के द्वारा इस 500 टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के लिए बड़ा डिसइंसेंटिव साबित हो सकती थी। अध्यक्ष महोदय, 2008 में मुंबई हमलों के बाद उस समय की सरकार ने सिर्फ बातचीत का मार्ग चुना था। मैं स्पष्ट करना चाहता हूं, यह कोई आलोचना नहीं है अध्यक्ष महोदय, न उस सरकार की, न उस समय के प्रधानमंत्री की, और न ही उन नेताओं की। उस समय की लीडरशिप को जो सही लगा उन्होंने वह निर्णय लिया। अध्यक्ष महोदय, बस मैं इतना ही कहना चाहता हूं कि आज का भारत अलग सोचता है और अलग तरीके से काम करता है। हमारा मानना है यह आपका प्रतिद्वंदी आतंक को रणनीति बना चुका हो और बातचीत की भाषा नहीं समझता हो तो स्टैंडिंग फर्म एंड बीइंग डिसाइसिव के अलावा कोई विकल्प नहीं बचता है। अध्यक्ष महोदय, आज हमारे प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में भारत वह देश नहीं रहा जो पहले था। Two-day doziers have been replaced by decisive action. Two-day doziers have been replaced by decisive action. आज भारत सहता नहीं है, भारत जवाब देता है। अध्यक्ष महोदय, आज भारत आतंक की जड़ तक जाता है और उसे उखाड़ फेंकने का सामर्थ्य रखता है। अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं इस सदन को और देश की जनता को यह विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं कि हमारी सरकार, हमारी सेनाएं और हमारी लोकतांत्रिक संस्थाएं सब मिलकर, हम और ये सारे लोग सभी मिलकर देश की एकता, अखंडता और सुरक्षा के लिए जो भी कदम उठाना आवश्यक होगा वह कदम उठाएंगे और उसके प्रति हम पूरी तरह से कमिटेड हैं। अध्यक्ष महोदय, अंत में मैं केवल इतना ही कहना चाहता हूं, यह समय एकजुट होकर अपनी सुरक्षा, संप्रभुता और आत्मसम्मान की रक्षा के संकल्प को और अधिक मजबूत करने का है। हमें यह याद रखना होगा कि हमारी सामाजिक और राजनीतिक एकता ही यह हमारी सबसे बड़ी ताकत है। अध्यक्ष महोदय, आतंकवाद को समर्थन देने वालों को यह स्पष्ट संदेश चला गया है कि भारत अपनी मातृभूमि की रक्षा के लिए पूरी तरह से संकल्पबद्ध है। आइए हम सभी दलगत भाव से ऊपर उठकर संगवरध्वम के मंत्र से प्रेरणा लेकर एक साथ खड़े हो जाएं और हम इस राष्ट्रीय संकल्प को मजबूत करें। यही हम सबका राष्ट्रीय दायित्व है। और इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ अध्यक्ष महोदय, आपने मुझे विचार रखने का अवसर दिया, आपके प्रति आभार व्यक्त करते हुए और अपने सभी सम्मानित सदस्यों के प्रति धन्यवाद व्यक्त करते हुए अपना निवेदन समाप्त करता हूँ। सबने शांतिपूर्वक
श्री गौरव गोगोई।
Stirring speech there by Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh, but call it coincidence, quirk of fate, viewers. But this is for those who lost their loved ones at Pahalgam. The killer, the person who led those terrorists on ground, has been neutralized. Lashkar-e-Taiba's foreign terrorist Suleiman Musa or Hashim Musa, where the forces have been searching for him for the last 3 months. A month-long operation trying to track him down. They have now not just identified the hideout atop the Mount Mahadev peak, just short of Srinagar in the Dachigam region in Lidwas. That's it. 3 of those terrorists have been neutralized, and there is now confirmation that the main killer at Pahalgam, the foreign terrorist, the Pak-backed proxy who came here to kill those innocent people by identifying them as Hindus, has been neutralized by the armed forces along with 2 other FTs. So 3 foreign terrorists have been neutralized. All 3 Lashkar, the Lashkar hand, the responsibility of the Pakistanis, now there in front of the whole world. And those who are asking, what happened to the Bisaran attackers at Pahalgam? Where are they? Well, this is what the armed forces have said. Just as the debate on Operation Sindoor gets underway in the lower house in Lok Sabha, here is the news that comes that the forces are under Operation Mahadev, after intense and fierce gunfight.
Stressed?
Stressed আর আমি?
হ্যাঁ, কয়েকদিন ধরেই খুব চিন্তিত লাগছে। এই নাও তোমার স্ট্রেসের সলিউশন।
স্ট্রেসের জন্য কেউ কিছু নেয়?
আমি নি।
স্ট্রেসকে উপেক্ষা করবেন না। স্ট্রেস থেকে হতে পারে সিরিয়াস হেলথ প্রবলেমস। প্রতিদিন খান হিমালয় অশ্বগন্ধা, যা স্ট্রেসকে কম করতে সাহায্য করে আর হেলথ রাখে ফিট।
ইলিশের সঙ্গে শুধু ফরচুন তেল।
আমার মা যখন সর্ষের তেল গরম করে কাঁচা লঙ্কা আর কালো জিরে ছাড়ে না, তারপরে ইলিশ,
ফরচুন কাচ্চি ঘানি সর্ষের তেল, বাড়ির স্বাদ বাড়ির রান্নাতেই।
Away with, and that infrastructure destroyed. But what about those who were sent here on Indian soil to execute? Well, those pawns have also now been accounted for. These are the pictures, these are the recoveries. AK rifles have been recovered, and we will try and pictures. The faces have been masked, although because the way they have been accounted for has been such that it's quite gory, viewers. So we have to exercise discretion, although all of Bharat should see those faces. those faces who have been brought and how they have been left there inside this hideout after they tried to resist. The forces giving them no chance, pinning them. And it's very evident in the hideout itself that they had nowhere to go. They were stopped here inside this hideout, and right at the top. And this is the person who's been accounted for. The person who's been accounted for here. This is Suleiman Musa or Hashim Musa. He has grown a beard. These are pictures from a little ago, but this is the official picture that has been used to identify one of the three terrorists as Hashim Musa. He was seen to have grown a beard, and he is among the three pictures. It was very easy to look at the pictures and say, oh, that looks like Musa, and is that Musa? And that's exactly what the forces have done. They have reconfirmed from the Mount Mahadev peak. The three bodies were brought down, and after they were brought down, they have been identified, and it is this man, Suleiman or Hashim Musa, the Lashkar foreign terrorist who has been responsible for a slew of attacks in the run-up to Pahalgam in Jammu and Kashmir. And he was seen as the commander or the person who was masterminding these attacks. Arunima now joining us. Arunima, the forces took their time to confirm because they wanted to be doubly sure, but they have been in hot pursuit for more than a month. The technical trackers also pointed that these could be the same who had made their way from Pehalgam, from Bisaran, and they were in those ranges it connected. But it took some time, but finally, these killers have also been neutralized. 3 FTs, including Suleiman Musa.
Yes, Hashim Musa alias Suleiman, who was a trained commando in Pakistan. He was allegedly loaned to Lashkar-e-Toiba. He was militarily trained. Allegedly, he has been active in Jammu and Kashmir for at least a year, if not more. He was the primary suspect in the Sonmarg Zedmore tunnel attack as well. His accomplice Junaid was gunned down. On Junaid's phone, Hashim Musa's photograph was found. NIA subsequently arrested 2 harborers, and they are key evidence in this particular case because they are the only ones who had seen Hashim Musa and his accomplices allegedly who went to Bisaran to carry out the attack. Hashim Musa and his aides allegedly paid money, 500 rupee notes, at least 2,500 rupees for food to these two, Parvez and Bashir. So these two will be shown the photographs and perhaps the body as well to identify if they can, and there will be other scientific tests carried out as well before officially the Indian Army or government of the day, since Parliament is in session, Prime Minister is slated to brief the House. Perhaps it will be left to the top leadership of the country to take the House into confidence. That official word will take some time, but what we are being told is that all indication seems to be that Hashim Musa alias Suleiman has been brought to justice. And very quickly, how is it that this massive breakthrough was achieved?
Yes.
There was a Huawei phone that had gone silent immediately after Bisaran attack. This particular phone was allegedly used by the terrorists in Bisaran, perhaps to tell their Akas across the border about what they had done. Subsequently, even while this phone was being put on scanner, it had gone completely silent. 2 days ago in the Dachigam forest, suddenly a suspicious communication from this phone happened, and that is when finally a crucial breakthrough was achieved. So the security grid, which was relentless in its pursuit, has finally got that breakthrough, it seems. But officially they will apprise the Parliament only once they're absolutely sure.
Well, there is also the possibility that the other 2 terrorists could also be ones which are wanted, because in that attack which happened in December 2024 in this Dachigam region itself. Now, why is this Dachigam region so important? We'll try and connect with Akash and Ishan Wani also to understand. Ishan Wani is with us. Arunima, please stay on. Ishan, can you tell our viewers why is this Dachigam region considered to be perhaps a hotbed for these Lashkar hideouts and FTs who are seen in this area?
Well, Anand, it's centric to everything that's happening in Kashmir. I am saying this because I'll give you an idea. Let's take our viewers straight to the visuals. You will notice over there these mountain peaks. These are interconnected. From one side, you can reach to central Kashmir, Sonmarg, where the Gagangir attack took place. And on the other side, if you keep trekking, you will reach towards Pahalgam and parts of South Kashmir. So this has become a hotbed just because Kashmir, particularly Srinagar, was silent. And all these years, there was peace. And that's why they tried to cave in their hideouts, particularly in these mountain areas, so that they could stay there for a very long time. time. But because of the operational capabilities that the forces have now, particularly in the upper reaches, as I was speaking to a top army commander just a couple of days back, he told me that, what we are doing is that we are, rather than stationing ourselves at the bottom, we have gone up and we are stationed there wherever we receive inputs, and we are trying to ensure that the maximum number of encounters take place, maximum number of contacts take place. That didn't happen earlier, because what used to happen is that they used to receive input and then they used to act on the input, and by the time they used to act on the input, it would take them a couple of hours to trek there. So that's what was happening. But now with what we have seen is that the forces are stationing themselves up there. The para forces are there. Every kind of security force person is up in the mountains, and they're trying to ensure that while they're stationed there, they maximize their contact and they're able to eliminate anyone who is troubling them and particularly trying to carry out attacks at the security forces. These are the mountain ranges as you see behind me. There is also a tight security bandobast around this particular place. Massive security arrangements have been made to ensure that they don't escape from the location. Last night, Vijay, you will see still the teams of the Indian Army, Jammu and Kashmir Police are stationed in numbers, and they are trying to ensure that they are dealing with this operation with a swift hand. Because of the fact that this operation is going on in a mountainous area, so this is the last more traveled road, and from where you don't have access to any other location. And this is why, security forces are from here onwards not allowing any media personnel to go, because the operation is still under progress. But you will notice that the Indian Army teams and other forces are stationed in numbers to ensure that if there are any further leads that they could develop, they are able to basically carry out this operation swiftly.
Yeah, Ishan, two things I want to ask you if you can hear me. One is, have the three bodies been brought down? And is it possible that along with Suleiman, there could also be Gibran among the three neutralized? This is the Dachigam, the guy who escaped, the terrorist who escaped when Junaid was neutralized in December 2024. Well, we'll try and get Ishan Wani back because viewers, there could be more than two wanted terrorists among these three FTs who've been neutralized. One is Suleiman, the other one is Gibran, who had escaped in December 2024 when another terrorist, Junaid, had been neutralized. All of them FTs, that means foreign terrorists. Let's go back to Ishan. Ishan, have these three bodies been brought down? These three, the terrorists, have their bodies been brought down from Mount Mahadev, from the peak? And is it possible that even Gibran could be one of the three who's been neutralized?
Anand, I'll give you about how the area is. It's extremely tiring, difficult. It's sunny, it's hot. It won't be easy to bring them down. It will take them a couple of hours before they bring any bodies down. It was not an individual operation. It was an operation which was well thought about. It was an operation where every tactic and move was on display from the Indian Army to ensure that they don't run away from this area. Both technical input and human input were generated. Technical input that their communication device was picked up, and also human input that there are some nomads who live in these areas, generally travel from Jammu to Kashmir in the winters of Kashmir, during the summer period of Kashmir, and they were also questioned whether they have seen any movement. 3 people were seen moving in the area, and that was a confirmation. But the army is still checking that there could be 2 more who could have escaped from the vicinity, and that's why they are searching through the area, with all their might and force, because they don't want to leave this operation with any chances or anyone move out of this area. This is the first major operation in Kashmir post Pahalgam, and if Vijay can show you that, look at that mighty and giant peak, and behind that is Mahadev Peak. Mahadev Peak is a mountain peak from where a lot of trekkers generally go for trekking, but they have also taken precautions since police has already issued advisories to them, and that is where what they're trying to do, their modus operandi is to ensure they sustain for a very long time without staying in touch with the local contact. Ishan, even the nomads cannot give precise.
Ishan, I'm going to request you to please stay on with us. We got Lieutenant General D.P. Pandey with us on the phone line. He's a former GOC 15 Corps, well versed with the area. He's also part of the Special Ops team. So General Pandey, Jayan, thank you for your time. There are 2-3 aspects. One is about Suleiman Musa. The other one, that out of the 3 who've been neutralized, one could also be Gibran. What have you been able to understand, sir? I'm sure you're in touch with the team on ground, even now.
Yeah, okay. So firstly, one clarification. I'm not in touch with the team on the ground, but yes, I'm quite sanguine that there is a very high possibility of what I think everybody wanted for so long may have been achieved. And there's a high possibility that Suleiman is out, and so are 1 or 2 more members of the team. So till the time the verification doesn't come exactly on official sources, possibly it will be premature to speak about it. But yes, I can assure you that in case in this jungle operations, in case Chinar Corps has put a noose, then for anybody to get away is very, very difficult. But the forest which we are talking of, right, this is actually when you see, you have been to BB Cant, it is right behind BB Cant as you keep on climbing up. Behind is a very famous forest called Dashigam Forest, is a forest reserve. A very densely populated area, densely forested area with hardly much of a civilian movement which takes place into these jungles. But the proximity of this location in terms of access to the civilian area, when you come down right to the foothills, you are able to.
Kolkata, take it easy with Reliance Digital. Get more with every purchase. You can't get lower and better than this. Who doesn't like free? Want flexibility in payments? We got you covered. That's not all. No long service center calls. Why make life confusing when you can take it easy? Visit your nearest Reliance Digital store today.
About this location, and thereafter this operation would have been sprung into place. But I am told that it has been very, very precise surgical operation in which these people were, these terrorists were surrounded, and they have been eliminated in a good operation. And my compliments to Chinar Corps. I am truly very proud of the soldiers whom I have commanded some time back.
General Saab, if I may ask you, Arunima also confirmed that there was a Huawei set, the phone number that had gone silent and that got activated in that region 2 days back, and that allowed the forces to pinpoint this location of these 3 terrorists. There are, I'm not sure if you've seen the pictures that have been released by the army. We've actually sanitized those pictures because they're quite gory. But if you were to look at the sketch of Suleiman Musa with the beard, one of the pictures matches that and is close to that. The other picture is also of another person, Gibran, who had escaped. This is the picture which looks like of that of Gibran. There are 2 pictures. Now, this Gibran was somebody, who escaped in December 2024 when a Junaid was, another FT, Junaid was neutralized in this Dachigam region itself.
Yeah. So, you know, Anand, there is a firstly, look, we have to look at this facet that for us, the most important guy to be taken out was Suleiman. Right. So that is done and dusted. I think what my intel also tells is that my information says is that this is a highly trained, possibly an soldier from, especially trained operative from Pakistan who had been in uniform and thereafter been operating here for quite some time. And he's participated in a number of operations. And so is the second guy. But till the time these all confirmations don't come about, I think it will be slightly premature to talk about it. But yes, 3 are confirmed. I think that's the good news. And if the contact is still on, if I'm told, contact in the sense that the search is still on, operation is still on. They have not closed this operation as of now, while they have released the pictures and all, because there's a huge pressure from the environment to find out actually, because if you see last 2-3 days, there have been a lot of questions have been coming about to the government as well, asking that where are these terrorists hiding. I think it couldn't have come at much more an appropriate time than it's come today.
But General Saab, what is the procedure now? Can we expect a press conference? Ishan was telling us that there could be 1 or 2 who may have escaped this entire cordoning, while 3 were neutralized. So is the search because those 2, if there are anybody who have escaped, to neutralize them too? And will there be a proper briefing that we can expect?
Correct. So I'm sure it will be happening anytime. Maybe the moment they have full details down, because, you know, everything will be happening on radio set as of now due to distances involved. Look, 2 things I can tell you with the forest cover which is there. The dense forest and the nalas, and a chap who's a terrorist who's fighting for his life will be willing to do anything to jump even a cliff. So it'll be much more prudent for them to carry out the search in complete sense, because if they have an input of 3, they would have possibly closed down an operation in that manner, in that sense. But yet they will continue to search for an element which may have come in from the time information was received and the operation was launched. So, it is always better to carry out a cleansing and sanitization of the area before you wind up. Otherwise, you will find that somebody was hiding close by, would have escaped. So there will be a briefing, and I'm sure it should be taking place somewhere in the lower areas once either the bodies are brought out and the stuff is brought out, or else maybe based on the directions which are given to them, they will come out with a press briefing per se on the subject.
General Pandey, one more question. Why are these peaks preferred by these FTs as their hideouts? Is there a reason why? Before we go back to Arunima and Ishan, could you please explain the lay of the land for us?
Yeah, the couple of things, Firstly, there are a large number of rock cuts which are there, which allows a safe exit and hide in case even if you flying by a chopper or by a drone, you're carrying out search of these areas, you have to just very quickly shut down the stuff and move inside these cliffs and cliffs, and therefore you can't be observed. The second is that within a couple of hours you can go down, you can take stuff as an anonymous person or allow a local person to come out and deliver at some point of some location which is identified. Stores in which thereafter they can stay there for a particular period of time. So, once you have got the replenishment done, you can say, very safely say that you don't have to touch a population base for about 5 to 6 days, a week, maybe 10 days, depending upon the installment which has come. And these are the areas which are away from normal foot trails, tracks, or even the places where the shepherds go. Right. So therefore, a belief of certain degree of sanctity of that place remains, in which somebody is not like to just stumble upon this area by fault, and they will not be discovered. So these couple of things are kept in mind when these hides are made nearly about 6 to 8 hours to 10 hours away from the nearest population base, and this is a place where nearest village will be about minimum 5 to 6 hours of a very tough walk upwards to Dashigam from the village of Dashigam and above.
Ji. General Pandey, thank you very much. We look forward to you joining us on the broadcast as we stay on the Operation Sindoor debate in Parliament, but also the big development with respect to Operation Mahadev. Going back to Arunima and Ishan Wani, Ishan, before I come to you, Arunima, Ishan, quickly on ground, have there been any confirmations about Zakir Musa and also, beg your pardon, Hashim Musa? Zakir Musa was eliminated in May 2019, but Hashim Musa or Ibrahim, Suleiman, Hashim Musa or Suleiman, and also Gibran. So 2 of these terrorists out of the 3, is there any identity possible? Yes.
Anand, what the forces want to do, they want to recheck, double check and cross check. Though there are leads and confirmations that they might be killed in this particular operation, but now because of the importance of this case, particularly the Pahalgam incident, the security forces want to be double check this particular information. What the information that the security forces had, that they knew that there is a possibility of Musa being trapped there in the upper reaches, because they had picked up a chatter and the communication that they had done with their handlers, and what that led is that the forces swung into action. They launched a massive operation. This is not for the first time that Dashigam has come under such action. In the last couple of months, it has been under a tight surveillance from the security agencies and the security forces to ensure that they are able to have a tight grip on this. They wanted to cut off any contacts towards the south part of Kashmir and towards the central part of Kashmir, because both the places witnessed an attack, and then forces were able to sit down, collaborate, details, data that they have, and the sort of topography that this area possesses. And what they have really changed in their operation methodology is that they are no longer staying down. They are going up there, stationing themselves for several days in the possible trekking area. That's why you're seeing frequently in Kishtwar, Poonch, Rajouri, that the encounters and gunfights are picking up. This is precisely happening because there's a change in the strategy by the security forces. Why they have picked up Dashigam is because it's central to everything. It's Srinagar is close by, South Kashmir, you keep trekking if you receive any confirmation from your handlers across to carry out any attack. If you go to central Kashmir, you have the yatra also going on with both the places, so you can possibly move to different places, and they want to increase the vulnerability and make sure that there's a fatigue in the forces in terms of trying to deployments and all of it. But forces have overcome it, particularly the para, the Indian Army, they're stationing themselves in.
Yeah, Ishan, just hold on. Arunima, Akash and Ishan, please wait on with me. We've just got Syed Adil Shah, brother of Pahalgam terror attack victim Syed Adil Shah. He's with us right now. So we've got Syed Naushad. Syed Naushad is a brother of Pahalgam terror attack victim. Syed Adil Shah joining us now. Naushad, namaste. आपको मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है?
जी नमस्ते सर, आ रही है आवाज़, आ रही है।
अच्छा, ये अभी खबर आई है कि 3 FTs को न्यूट्रलाइज किया गया है, 3 दहशतगर्दों को यहाँ महादेव पीक पे। उसमें से एक जिसने पहलगाम में भी गोलियां चलाई थी वो भी उसमें शामिल है। ये खबर आ रही है सुलेमान, उसको मार दिया गया है। आप क्या कहेंगे?
जी, हम शुक्रगुजार हैं हमारी सरकार के और ख़ासकर हमारी सेना के, जिन्होंने ये काम जो है अंजाम दिया है। ये मैंने भी सुना था कि 3 जो आतंकवादियों को जो मारा है, इसमें इन्होंने जो है पहलगाम में जो वहाँ पे निहत्थे लोगों का कत्ल किया था, वो यही लोग थे। तो मैं अपनी सरकार का और ख़ासकर अपनी सेना का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ। उनका हम शुक्रगुजार हूँ मैं कि उन्होंने इस काम को अंजाम दिया, उन्होंने इनको मार गिराया।
आप कैसा महसूस कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि ये वही दहशतगर्द थे, वही आतंकवादी थे जिन्होंने आपके भाई पर भी गोली चलाई जब वो किसी लोगों की जान बचाने की कोशिश कर रहा था वहाँ पर। अब इनको भी
ये तो हमारी सेना पे जो है फ़ख्र वाली बात है। उन्होंने मतलब इस काम को अंजाम दिया है और कहीं न कहीं ये जो 26 निहत्थे लोग वहाँ पे निहत्थे लोगों को मारा था, उनकी फैमिलीज़ के साथ जो है इंसाफ़ हुआ है, कहीं न कहीं पे इंसाफ़ मिला है। तो ये बहुत अच्छी बात है। हम शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ मैं इनका, हम शुक्रगुज़ार हैं हमारी सेना की।
कहीं आपके मन में या जो वहाँ पर टूरिस्ट आते हैं, लोग हैं कि देखिए जिन्होंने पहले गोली चलाई वो 3 महीने से छुपे बैठे थे, कहीं और भी स्ट्राइक कर सकते थे, अब इनको न्यूट्रलाइज कर दिया, तो क्या लोगों के मन में भी थोड़ा सा होगा कि जो दहशतगर्द जो कर रहे थे कार्रवाई, उन पर ही कार्रवाई हो गई है?
हाँ, ये तो बहुत अच्छी बात है सर। देखिए इसमें मतलब एक तो 26 लोगों को जो इन्होंने मारा था, एक तो वो है, दूसरा मतलब पूरे जो है दहशत इसमें पूरे कश्मीर में, ये एक तरफ से मैं ये बोलूँगा कि ये पूरी कश्मीर का या पूरे हिंदुस्तान का हमारा नुकसान जो हुआ था, तो इसमें जो है पूरे लोग मेरे हिसाब से खुश होंगे। हम भी खुश हैं, मतलब कहीं न कहीं जाके इंसाफ मिला है, इन लोगों को मतलब मार गिराया है, ये तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। हम यही चाहते थे कि जो पहलगाम में जिन्होंने ये दरिंदाना हरकत की है, उनको जो है ढूँढ के निकाला जाए और उनको मौत के घाट उतार देना चाहिए। तो आज ये हुआ है, ये तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। हम बहुत खुश हैं सर इससे।
नौशाद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमसे बात करने के लिए। गौरव गोगोई स्पीकिंग इन द लोक सभा, वील गो टू दैट, बट अ क्विक वर्ड फ्रॉम आकाश इफ वी कैन, इफ यू हैव द टाइम। आकाश, ओके, लेट्स गो टू लोक सभा फर्स्ट।
डेवलपमेंट बैंक से 800 मिलियन का आर्थिक सहायता जो मिलेगा पाकिस्तान को।
चंदू की चाचा की चटनी और बहुत कुछ 10 मिनट्स में और बिग बास्केट।
वर्ल्ड बैंक का जो $40 मिलियन आ रहा है, और ये पैसा किसको जाएगा सर? पाकिस्तान की नेतृत्व उनकी जनता या उनकी चुनी हुई सरकार नहीं, पाकिस्तान की सरकार का जो रिमोट कंट्रोल है वो पाकिस्तान की सेना के पास है। तो ये सारा पैसा वहीं जाएगा जहां पर हमने मिसाइल गिराई। तो क्या इतना भी हम नहीं कर पाए? क्या इतना भी ताकत नहीं? क्या इतना भी विश्व गुरु में लोगों का विश्वास नहीं, देश अंतर्राष्ट्रीय नेताओं का विश्वास नहीं कि IMF का एड ना जाए पाकिस्तान के पास, वर्ल्ड बैंक का एड ना जाए पाकिस्तान के पास, ADB का एड ना जाए पाकिस्तान के पास? आप में इतना भी ताकत नहीं कि एक देश ने पाकिस्तान को टेरर स्टेट का दर्जा नहीं दिया। एक देश ने आज FATF फाइनेंशियल एक्शन टास्क फोर्स में, जिससे बहुत नियंत्रण पाकिस्तान पे पड़ती थी, आज उससे वो 2022 में निकल आई ग्रे लिस्ट। क्या वो डालेंगे? तो इसीलिए आज हम ये मांग करते हैं कि सरकार अब डरिए मत, सच्चाई से डरिए मत। उस दिन भी देश सरकार के साथ दहशतगर्दी के खिलाफ खड़ा था, विपक्षी दल सरकार के साथ खड़े हैं, और आज भी दहशतगर्दी के खिलाफ सच्चाई के पक्ष में देश और विपक्ष आज सरकार के साथ। आप हमें अपना दुश्मन ना समझे, हम सरकार के दुश्मन नहीं हैं, हम अपने देश के पक्ष में बोल रहे हैं, जवानों के पक्ष में बोल रहे हैं, पर आप हमें कृपया सच्चाई देने का हमें वो सम्मान दीजिए। सच्चाई सुनने का अधिकार हमारा है, और जितने बार आप झूठ और भ्रम फैलाएंगे, हम उतनी बार आपको पूछते जाएंगे कि आपने क्या किया। और इसीलिए आज मैं खड़ा हूं। अपेक्षा बहुत की थी कि पहलगाम का उजागर होगा। आदरणीय गृह मंत्री नैतिक जिम्मेवारी लेंगे, राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा सलाहकार नैतिक जिम्मेवारी लेंगे और प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी कहेंगे क्यों उन्होंने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर जो अंतिम अंजाम था, हमें तो मीडिया में सुनते हुए ऐसा लगा कि हम कराची में उठेंगे। मीडिया में हमारे भारत की मीडिया जो जिनको सूचना आपसे ही मिलती है, उनका ये सुनने में लगा कि आज तो हम फतह करके ही रहेंगे, लेकिन पता चला कि नहीं, कहीं ना कहीं हमारे पैर डगमगा गए और जो अंतिम परिणाम था उससे पीछे हम हट गए। हमें पीछे नहीं हटना, हमें आगे बढ़ना है सच्चाई के साथ, लोकतंत्र के पक्ष में। इन्हीं बातों के साथ मैं अपना पक्ष समाप्त करता हूं। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
श्री रमाशंकर राजभर।
रुके आ जाएगा। चलिए बोलिए।
आभारी हूँ अध्यक्ष जी। और देश और उत्तर प्रदेश में
And that is the pitch coming in from the opposition camp questioning the government over Operation Sindoor. The charge coming in from Gaurav Gogoi, who is the deputy leader of the opposition, is that why did Operation Sindoor stop right in its tracks? Why wasn't further action taken against the terror state of Pakistan? But this is the big news that's coming in, ladies and gentlemen. We've been reporting on it for the past 1 hour, over 1 hour now, that Hashim Musa, aka Musa Suleiman, has been neutralized by the security forces. That's what top sources are telling CNN News 18 in Operation Mahadev on the outskirts of Srinagar. One of the key attackers of the Pahalgam attack, which led to the deaths of 26 civilians on 22nd April. Hashim Musa has been neutralized by the security forces. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll continue to track all the developments coming in, both on the security front and the ones from Parliament. For now, a quick break.
This is News 18. Stay ahead with News 18. News from your city in your language. Real-time updates, in-depth analysis, and breaking news. Anytime, anywhere. Only on the News 18 app. Scan and download the News 18 app now.
Motorola Razr 16, dangerously cool.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 16, dangerously cool.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 16, dangerously cool.
Hello, Moto.
All eyes on you.
How has he seen a doll?
Gotta have some spin, never blend, never bend, dripping like it's so clean.
Moto G96 5G.
All eyes on you.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 16, dangerously cool.
Hello, Moto.
A tragic incident unfolded at the ancient Ausaneshwar Mahadev temple in Hydergarh during Savan Somvar Darsh when a live electric wire snapped and fell on a tin shed. The current spread through the structure, triggering panic among the crowd and causing a stampede-like situation. At least 18 devotees were injured, 5 critically hurt were referred to the district hospital. Tragically, 2 people later died during treatment. According to District Magistrate Shashank Tripathi, the wire had been damaged by monkeys leading to the electric shock. Rescue and medical efforts are ongoing, with injured persons being treated at Hydergarh and Trivediganj CHCs. Officials are on the scene to manage the situation and assess the safety concerns at the temple premises. So, very tragic incident which has been reported in Barabanki of Uttar Pradesh. Reportedly, 18 devotees were injured in this. 5 people are very critically injured. Let's listen in a reaction on this.
श्रद्धालु दर्शन के लिए आए थे सोमवार, और इसमें एक बिजली की तार है जिसपे कुछ बंदर यहाँ पर बरगद के पेड़ उससे कूद गए और बिजली की तार टूटने की वजह से वो शेड पर गया। शेड में कुछ करंट आ गया जिसकी वजह से करीब 19 लोगों को इलेक्ट्रिक शॉक लगा, जो कि CHC हैदरगढ़ और CHC त्रिवेदीगंज में ले जाए गए। 2 की स्थिति गंभीर है जिनको जिला अस्पताल रेफर किया गया। बाकी सभी लोगों की स्थिति सामान्य है। हम लोग मैं और कप्तान साहब अभी तो देख रहे तो उनको धीरे धीरे जैसे जैसे ठीक होने डिस्चार्ज किया जाए। और यहाँ पर कानून व्यवस्था की स्थिति सामान्य है और श्रद्धालु दर्शन किया जाए। श्रद्धालु ज़्यादा संख्या में इस बार आ गए हैं। श्रद्धालु हर साल यहाँ पर रहते हैं, संख्या में रहते हैं, इसी प्रकार से व्यवस्था भी रहती है।
CNN News 18 with me, Suleiman Singh. Well, big breaking news coming in on Operation Mahadev, where one of the Pahalgam attackers, Hashim Musa, aka Musa Suleiman, has been neutralized by the security forces. As per top J&K police sources, is what we are learning. A huge development on the security front and avenging the Pahalgam attack of April 22nd, where 26 people were neutralized by these terrorists. One of the attackers, Hashim Musa, aka Musa Suleiman, the man on your screen, has been eliminated by the security forces, including a terrorist named Gibran, who was involved in the Gandabar attack in October last year. The mastermind of that attack, Junaid Ahmed Butt, was neutralized in December last year. But this is a huge development coming in when it comes to Operation Mahadev on the outskirts of Srinagar, where 3 Lashkar terrorists have been neutralized, including Hashim Musa, aka Musa Suleiman, one of the Pahalgam attackers. Now, as per the sources, the entire operation was executed by para-surveillance, and it was conducted using a quadcopter to identify the terrorists, revealing the 3 terrorists inside those hideouts, which were heavily stocked with arms and ammunition, including AK-47 rifles as well as grenades. Subsequently, an operation was launched by the security forces and the terrorists were eliminated. 3 Lashkar terrorists have been eliminated, including Hashim Musa, aka Musa Suleiman, one of the Pahalgam attackers. To get more details, I'm joined by my colleague Akash Sharma on the broadcast. Akash, over to you. A huge development coming in. A big win for the security forces who have avenged the Pahalgam terror attack.
Oh yes, it is a big operation indeed, where we are learning that Musa is possibly the one terrorist who has been eliminated in the entire episode incident where this operation was launched by Para-SF of Indian Army. You know, they had inputs. In fact, one communication was intercepted back in the early days of July, and we have been told that 11th July was the day when this communication was established, and since then these agencies were trying to zero in as far as these individuals are concerned, and we have been told that around 11 today, one para team and Rashtriya Rifles team went in that particular area where using quadcopter a surveillance was carried out, and then they got a confirmation that possibly 2 to 3 terrorists are hiding in one temporary hideout where they had several sort of sophisticated weapons, in fact the ration with them, and that's when this operation Mahadev was launched. We are given to understand that in fact all these 3 terrorists are killed in this operation. That is a successful operation as far as identities are concerned. So we have been told that Musa is believed to be the one terrorist who has been eliminated, and remember, he He is believed to be the mastermind of the Pahalgam terror attack that, remember, happened in April month, and in response to which Operation Sindoor was in fact launched in month of May. Right now we are waiting for some sort of official confirmation as far as agencies are concerned, because we are in fact asking the Indian Army and in fact Jammu Kashmir Police as to what are the latest inputs, because we have been told that this is a big success, not because these 3 terrorists have been eliminated, but also because these terrorists are believed to be someone who had direct links with the sort of attack that we saw in Pehalgam. Right now we have been given to understand that Para SF had a major role to play in the entire operation, and Indian Army was actually working on several sort of inputs that they got from technical surveillance, that they got from their sources on ground, and that they got from the several sort of activities that were in fact intercepted by the means of drones that they have been using, the technical surveillance that they have been carrying out, and the systems that they have been using. Also, we have been told that right now bodies are being brought down, and Ishan has been reporting on ground. And in some time from now, we are waiting, Ayushman, that Indian Army or the Jammu Kashmir Police will come out with an official confirmation as to if or not Musa has been eliminated, and along with him, Abu Hamza and Yasir are the 2 terrorists who are believed to be connected with the TRF, that is an offshoot of Lashkar-e-Toiba, who are also who were in fact also a part of several sort of attacks that have happened in the region. Right now we are waiting for some sort of official confirmation, but yes, a big success for Indian Army and Jammu Kashmir Police.
Absolutely, and that security briefing likely to take place at 5 p.m. today. We'll have to wait and see what are the details given to us by the security forces, but a huge victory for the security forces in avenging the Pahalgam terror attack. As per sources, Hashim Musa, aka Musa Suleiman, has been neutralized in Operation Mahadev. Remember, one cannot ignore the Pakistani footprint, because Hashim Musa was a former Special Forces para commando in the Pakistani army. So that's something that no one can ignore when it comes to Pakistan's footprint, when it comes to the terror infrastructure in Jammu and Kashmir. This operation taking place on the outskirts of Srinagar. We will continue to track all the developments coming in. For now, quick break. More news and updates on the other side.
This is News 18.
How has he seen a doll?
Gotta have some spin, never blending, dripping in, like it's so clean.
Moto G96 5G.
All eyes on you.
Hello, Moto.
Major Jolly, very quickly, your thoughts on, the updates that we're getting right now. What more can you read into the situation?
What I can say is that Indian Army is going after terrorists wherever they are hiding, whatever little pockets they are being chased and killed and neutralized. So even though the hunt for Pahalgam terrorists is on, it doesn't mean that Indian Army is taking it lightly wherever the others are. So
could these be linked to Pahalgam? Do you think something of that sort could be possible?
Can't really say actually till the time the details come out. It's a 50-50 thing. They could be or they could not be. But what is more critical is here to say that Indian Army is going all guns out and chasing them out wherever they are hiding. And sooner or later the Pahalgam terrorists will also get caught as they keep neutralizing these terrorists more and more in all the areas.
My colleague Akash Sharma is also joining us. Akash, what are the details that you're picking up?
Right. So, Shivani, as of now, defense sources are telling us that around 11 a.m. this operation was launched when a domination party was in fact, going in that particular area, and they saw the movement. Immediately this Operation Mahadev was launched. And right now, while they are not confirming the number as to how many terrorists are down, but, sources are telling us that all 3 are likely, killed in this particular operation. We'll wait for some more details as to when these bodies are recovered. Only then the officers can confirm. But right now, it is one big success for India.
Major Jolly, very quickly, your thoughts on, the updates that we're getting right now. What more can you read into the situation?
What I can say is that Indian Army is going after terrorists wherever they are hiding, whatever little pockets they are being chased and killed and neutralized. So even though the hunt for Pahalgam terrorists is on, it doesn't mean that Indian Army is taking it lightly wherever the others are. So
could these be linked to Pahalgam? Do you think something of that sort could be possible?
Can't really say actually till the time the details come out. It's a 50-50 thing. They could be or they could not be. But what is more critical is here to say that Indian Army is going all guns out and chasing them out wherever they are hiding. And sooner or later, the Pahalgam terrorists will also get caught as they keep neutralizing these terrorists more and more in all the areas.
My colleague Akash Sharma is also joining us. Akash, what are the details that you're picking up?
Right. So, Shivani, as of now, defense sources are telling us that around 11 a.m. this operation was launched when a domination party was, in fact, going in that particular area, and they saw the movement. Immediately, this operation Mahadev was launched. And right now, while they are not confirming the number as to how many terrorists are down, but sources are telling us that all three are likely, killed in this particular operation.
And breaking news coming in when it comes to Operation Mahadev and the big success for the security forces with the elimination of 3 Lashkar terrorists, including Hashim Musa, aka Musa Suleiman, one of the Pahalgam attackers. Getting in more details in connection to the operation when it comes to the cache of arms and ammunition that has been recovered by the security forces. What we are learning is that 2 AK pattern rifles have been recovered, 1 M4 rifle has been recovered along with rounds of the AK rifles as well as the M4. Underbarrel grenades, 17 of them have been recovered by the security forces, including ration, utensils and warm clothing as well as blankets. That is the big piece of news that's coming in. It seems they had holed in that hideout with a lot of food as well as warm clothing, blankets and enough ammunition to cause a lot of damage in the area. That is the big piece of news that's coming in, as the security forces have eliminated 3 Lashkar terrorists, including Hashim Musa, aka Musa Suleiman, one of the Pahalgam attackers who was responsible for the death of 26 civilians on the 22nd of April in Pahalgam. And we're getting details of the hideout and what all has been recovered by the security forces. What we are learning is that 2 AK pattern rifles, 1 M4 rifle, the ammunition for both the AK and the M4 rifles, underbarrel grenades, 17 underbarrel grenades, as well as ration, utensils, warm clothing and blankets. So it seems they were primed and ready to carry out more terror attacks in the area. They had all the food as well as ammunition to cause more damage in the area. Remember, this operation took place on the outskirts of Srinagar. So this is the big news that's coming in. Hashim Musa, aka Musa Suleiman, has been neutralized by the security forces, one of the key attackers of the Pahalgam terror attack, which led to the death of 26 civilians. Also, what we are learning, one of the neutralized Lashkar terrorists includes Gibran, who was also involved in the Ganderbal attack in October last year. And remember, Junaid Ahmed Bhatt, the mastermind of that attack, was neutralized by the security forces in December last year. I'm joined by my colleague Akash on the broadcast. So Akash, one thing that comes to light beyond Pakistan's terror footprint in the area is the active nature of the OGW network that is supporting these foreign terrorists.
And one cannot deny the fact that, there are individuals, local individuals who have been supporting these terrorists still. Though we have seen a significant change in the recent years when, people from the area or from the region are somewhere, supporting the sort of initiatives that have been taken by the government of India or the sort of steps that have been taken to maintain the peace in the region. But right now also, in fact, we are somewhere assuming and we are concluding from the sort of activities that have happened, specifically the Pahalgam terror attack, that there was a sort of support that was in fact received by these individuals, after which they carried out this sort of attack in Pahalgam. Right now, while we are waiting for this official briefing that is all set to happen in some time from now, what we can, tell our viewers is, one, the successful operation that has been carried out by Indian Army. Second, yes, there was a possible link to, the Pahalgam terror attack as far as these individuals are concerned. And one name that is coming out of the attack is Suleiman, Suleiman Musa, who is believed to be the mastermind behind not just Pahalgam terror attack, but several other terror incidents in Jammu and Kashmir. Also, Aishman, we have been discussing that how surveillance was conducted using a quadcopter, and we have been seeing the sort of video. In fact, Ishan has shared that video where we can see the sophisticated weapons, the grenades, and in fact the ration that was kept by these terrorists in that particular hideout. Remember, this operation was carried out by the Para-SF, Para-Special Forces of Indian Army, along with Rashtriya Rifles, where, in the morning today at around 11, a contact was established and the operation was named as Operation Mahadev. And since then, we have been, seeing the developments where we were told that all 3 terrorists have been neutralized. Their bodies, are being brought down. And in fact, in some time from now, we are expecting that some sort of official confirmation will be given as far as identities are concerned. But yes, a major success for Indian Army, a major success for our armed forces, given the fact that they were looking for the, terrorists who were behind Pahalgam terror attack. Remember, after Pahalgam terror attack, only Operation Sindoor was launched to avenge the particular attack, where Indian armed forces launched offensives and in fact carried out operations where 9 terror camps in Pakistan, were in fact destroyed, and then subsequently after the aggression from Pakistan, several air bases of Pakistan were in fact, we saw the sort of damage in fact that was carried out by the Indian armed forces. Right now, the eye is on the sort of development that are happening, where we have been given to understand that the official briefing will take place in some time from now, and in fact, we'll get some sort of details as far as operation is concerned. The operational detail as to when this operation was launched, as far as communication is concerned, the sort of
Akash, we're getting some more information where the army briefing on Operation Mahadev will now take place at 5 p.m. today to understand the entire operational modalities that has led to this huge victory and the elimination of 3 Lashkar terrorists, including Hashim Musa, aka Musa Suleiman, one of the key attackers of the Pahalgam terror attack. On that piece of news, I'm joined by my colleague Ishan Vani on the broadcast. Ishan, you've been getting us all the details from ground zero. One thing we cannot ignore with the information of the cache of arms, ammunition as well as ration that has been recovered is the active nature of the OGW network. Sources are also indicating that families in the local area are also being called in to identify the bodies because they could have potentially given shelter to these terrorists.
Well, absolutely right. Not shelter, but because there are nomads living in the area. So, at possible, they could have taken stuff from them. And it has happened in the past as well, both in Jammu and as well in Kashmir, where the pattern has been seen that they try to take ration or any other stuff that they have so that they can go forward with it. The problem is that human intelligence is not there just because there is no network connectivity and it's a far off area. Even my VJ will show you these are the mountain peaks behind which the operation is still underway. You see over there mountain ranges where the operation went on for several hours. It was several days since the operation was underway. They were trying to track them. M4 rifle, AK-47 rifle and grenade launchers, particularly those which are attached to the AK pattern rifles have been recovered from them. There is also some dry ration which has been recovered. Apart from that, there are other equipments also being recovered from the position. We are waiting for at 5 p.m. when the briefing will be done by the security forces. But all in all, it's a big operation for the security forces that they've tasted success after a very, very long time. Ever since Pahalgam happened, they were not able to basically carry out such big operation, and because of the fact that the strategies have been changed, that's why you are seeing today a massive operation and a big success for them.
Absolutely. Ishan there reporting from the Dachigam forest. Ishan, clearly also this is very difficult terrain to carry out these operations because there's a massive cave network as well as dense forests in these areas where these terrorists are able to hide. So coordination of not just the different wings of the security forces, but also the use of technology has really led to this massive breakthrough. Ishan, can you hear me?
Network.
Right. I think we've lost Ishan over there, but those are the details coming in where the army briefing will take place on Operation Mahadev at 5 p.m. today. At the same time, the war birds also continuing in the Lok Sabha, ladies and gentlemen. But that is the huge victory for the security forces, where as per sources, one of the key terrorists involved in the Pahalgam terror attack on 22nd April, which led to the deaths of 26 civilians who were gunned down after they were questioned about their faith. Hashim Musa, aka Musa Suleiman, has been gunned down by the security forces who have eliminated 3 Lashkar terrorists in the Dachigam forest area on the outskirts of Srinagar. This is Operation Mahadev conducted by the security forces, and the army briefing on the operational details will take place at 5 p.m. Let's cut to the Lok Sabha where the debate on Operation Sindoor is currently underway.
এই স্পিড থাকা উচিত ছিল আপনাদের, এই স্পিড থাকা উচিত ছিল, কিন্তু আপনি সকলের মনের ইচ্ছেকে স্তব্ধ করে দিলেন। ইতিহাস আপনাকে ক্ষমা করবে না কোনোদিন। কণ্ঠ আমার রুদ্ধ আজিকে বাঁশি সঙ্গীত হারা অমাবস্যার কারা লুপ্ত করেছো আমার ভুবন দুঃস্বপনের তলে, তাই তো তোমায় সুদাই অশ্রু জলে যাহারা তোমার
This is News 18.
How is he always winning?
Gotta have some spin, never bend, dripping in, like it's so clean.
Moto G96 5G.
Eyes on you.
Hello, Moto.
Major Jolly, very quickly, your thoughts on, the updates that we're getting right now. What more can you read into the situation?
What I can say is that Indian Army is going after terrorists wherever they are hiding, whatever little pockets they are being chased and killed and neutralized. So even though the hunt for Pahalgam terrorists is on, it doesn't mean that Indian Army is taking it lightly wherever the others are. So
could these be linked to Pahalgam? Do you think something of that sort could be possible?
Can't really say actually till the time the details come out. It's a 50-50 thing. They could be or they could not be. But what is more critical is here to say that Indian Army is going all guns out and chasing them out wherever they are hiding. And sooner or later the Pahalgam terrorists will also get caught as they keep neutralizing these terrorists more and more in all the areas.
My colleague Akash Sharma is also joining us. Akash, what are the details that you're picking up?
Right. So, Shivani, as of now, defense sources are telling us that around 11 a.m. this operation was launched when a domination party was, in fact, going in that particular area, and they saw the movement. Immediately, this operation Mahadev was launched. And right now, while they are not confirming the number as to how many terrorists are down, but sources are telling us that all three are likely, killed in this particular operation. We'll wait for some more details as to when these bodies are recovered. Only then the officers can confirm. But right now, it is one big success for Indian Army. Also, Shivani, as far as connection is concerned, so we'll wait for some sort of official input on that, because right now, while there are indications that these individuals were some.
Major Jolly, very quickly, your thoughts on the updates that we're getting right now. What more can you read into the situation?
What I can say is that Indian Army is going after terrorists wherever they are hiding, whatever little pockets they are being chased and killed and neutralized. So even though the hunt for Pahalgam terrorists is on, it doesn't mean that Indian Army is taking it lightly wherever the others are. So
could these be linked to Pahalgam? Do you think something of that sort could be possible?
Can't really say actually till the time the details come out. It's a 50-50 thing. They could be or they could not be. But what is more critical is here to say that Indian Army is going all guns out and chasing them out wherever they are hiding. And sooner or later the Pahalgam terrorists will also get caught as they keep neutralizing these terrorists more and more in all the areas.
My colleague Akash Sharma is also joining us. Akash, what are the details that you're picking up?
Right. So, Shivani, as of now, defense sources are telling us that around 11 a.m. this operation was launched when a domination party was, in fact, going in that particular area, and they saw the movement. Immediately, this operation.
The mastermind of the Pehalgam terror attack has been eliminated in Srinagar, and that's our top focus this hour. Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching CNN News 18. I'm Akanksha Swaroop. Let's begin with the headlines at 4 p.m. After unending ruckus and 3 adjournments, 16-hour Operation Sindoor debate now underway in the Lok Sabha. Defence Minister sets the record straight, says no assets were damaged, debunks external pressure claim. There's a rift in the Congress party as opposition gets ready to corner government. High Command asks Shashi Tharoor to maintain party line. It's a big win for forces in Jammu and Kashmir. 3 foreign Lashkar terrorists gunned down in an encounter. Forces have avenged the Pehalgam terror attack as Pahalgam's Musa Suleiman has been gunned down by the forces. P. Chidambaram gives clean chit to Pakistan, says don't blame Pakistan for Pahalgam, then attempts a U-turn with video edited defense. A big controversy is now brewing as India will face Pakistan at the Asia Cup. Ganguly bats and TMC says engagement is only on battlefield. As Parliament initiates impeachment process, Supreme Court hears Justice Verma's plea. Next hearing to happen on 30th of July. The Supreme Court has taken suo motu cognizance amid rise in dog attacks, calls it highly disturbing. right, getting in some breaking inputs, as what we are learning is that Divya Deshmukh has beaten Koneru Humpy in tie breaks to become FIDE Women's World Cup Champion 2025 and has become, in fact, India's 88th Grand Master. Divya Deshmukh becoming the 88th Grand Master is the big breaking input that we are bringing to you. And remember, she has, in fact, gone on to defeat Koneru Humpy in a tie break to become FIDE Women's World Champion 2025. Vineet joins us with more inputs. Vineet, huge shot in the arm for India. Take us through how significant is this victory?
It is hugely significant for the 19-year-old Divya Deshmukh. As you rightly mentioned, she was up against the veteran Koneru Humpy. She was the first ever Indian Grandmaster, and Divya Deshmukh with this victory becomes only the fourth women's Grandmaster winning this championship here. And it was a fantastic run for her throughout. She's beaten higher-ranked opponents all through the competition itself. She was only the World Junior Champion last year in June. So to take up the World Championship title, World Cup title here within an year of winning the World Junior is a great uptick for her. It was a historic moment even before the final began, with two Indians competing for the World Cup title for the first time ever. So it's just a great uptick, great shot in the arm for somebody like Divya Deshmukh, and it also tells you the strength of the Indian chess community now. I mean, you talk about R. Pragnananda, D.
Yes.
Gukesh being the face of Indian chess. It's high time you add Divya Deshmukh to that list as well now.
Well, absolutely. This is indeed a huge shot in the arm for Indian chess players, in fact, and Shivani is joining me live. In fact, let me quickly go back to Vineet, who continues to stay with us. Vineet, take us through the entire strategy of this game. In fact, Shivani is now also tuned in. Shivani, a very interesting point being made by Vineet over there, that after Pragnananda and Gukesh, now you have Deshmukh joining in. It's indeed heartwarming to have a woman chess player also join this league.
Yes, actually this is a massive achievement from Divya Deshmukh, because she was not even in the top 10 seeds as far as the World Cup is concerned. It's a little bit similar to how 2 years ago Pragyananda had stormed into the final of the World Cup, only to lose in the final to Magnus Carlsen a couple of years ago, and then that is when he had shot to the elite of world chess, and how everybody had stood up and taken notice of him. Similarly, Divya Deshmukh, she's still a teenager, and for her to beat someone who's actually twice her age, veteran Koneru Humpy, it has of course taken all of the ties that were required, because they played the two classical games over the last 2 days, and then obviously played the tiebreakers today. For her to actually not only make the final, making the final in itself was a big deal, but to make the final and actually now win the World Cup is absolutely massive. Not many had tipped her as someone to watch out for. She wasn't even in the top 10 seeds, and then to make it an all-India final, and now of course we were assured of the World Cup title for India, but to have Divya Deshmukh, who's the junior of the two and actually a greenhorn of sorts, to actually do this is absolutely amazing. She has actually gone one step further. Pragyananda had made the final a couple of years ago against Magnus Carlsen, but she has actually gone on to be in the final and also win that title.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely amazing what she's managed to do. They drew the two games that they played over Saturday and Sunday, and of course today was to be the tiebreaker, leading to had they gone further, rapid tie breaks as well. But this is absolutely amazing, and this just goes on to show the pedigree of Indian players that are coming up. I was speaking to one elite chess coach, R.B. Ramesh, on Friday when this title clash had been set up, and he was talking to me about how Divya is extremely confident. She's a very self-confident player, and that clearly is showing, because given the stature of the stage and the just the occasion, that can sometimes overwhelm you. You also come through a very tough draw. By the time you reach the final, you're very tired, you're mentally quite spent, and then to go up against your compatriot who's your senior, for a couple of days and then into the rapid tie breaks. All of that takes a lot.
Important to also highlight that you're looking at a 19-year-old Divya, in fact, defeating Koneru Hampi, who's 38-year-old. And as you rightly highlighted, Shivani, she happens to be a veteran. So take us through how this entire game actually shaped up. Many are lauding her strong defense tactics because initially what we're also learning is that Hampi also had some opening advantages which she overtook with her own defense.
Yes, so obviously there were a lot of moves that have helped Divya kind of get into the final as well and in the final as well. She had, both of these players had beaten Chinese compatriots to make it to the final, to kind of show that India is right up there because the Chinese female players kind of dominate the game. And then, for both Divya and Koneru Hampi, the semi-finals were very tough. Koneru actually came back after almost being down and out. So yes, there were these ups and downs that they have all witnessed, and of course, as I said, two draws that the players played out over the last 2 days, and of course now in the rapid tie breaks she has pulled out. We are being told that Hampi has made some final minute errors that Divya has capitalized on, and this is what it can do when the stages keep going on and the tiebreakers kick in as well. The time period gets very, very short in which these tiebreakers are played, and then of course the mental exhaustion also kicks in. So apparently a final minute blunder by Hampi has given the Divya the window to advance her pawn to potentially be promoted, putting the veteran in a world of trouble, and that is how Hampi then came back to fight, but she couldn't keep herself alive in the game as Divya Deshmukh forced the veteran to retire on move 75, and with that Divya became the world champion.
Stay with me, Shivani. I also want to bring in Vineet on that note. Vineet, would you agree that it was the mental fatigue of Koneru Hampi that also added an advantage for Divya Deshmukh?
Very well, so mental fatigue, and you have to remember Divya Deshmukh was the player with the momentum here. As Shivani mentioned, Koneru Hampi did have to fight quite a tough battle through her way to the final. On the other hand, Divya Deshmukh, even though she had higher ranked opponents to beat, she was pretty much on the advantage throughout. And even in the final, there were moments where Divya had the advantage. There was a few blunders from Koneru Hampi, very uncharacteristic, so to speak. And it was very important for Divya to close out the game in the rapids itself because Koneru Hampi's favored format is the blitz, and if this had gone to a draw as well after the first rapid, which was a draw, Hampi would have had the advantage heading into the blitz. So it was important for Deshmukh to close out the game in the second rapid, and she did that. She put the pressure on Hampi. At one point in time on the clock, Hampi only had 30 seconds. On the other hand, Divya had over 3 minutes. So clearly Deshmukh put the pressure on Hampi, and Hampi had she blundered, and the final minute blunder really took the game away from her, and Deshmukh got that momentum and got the historic win now.
What were those moves that got her there, Vineet? Because many are talking about how the 19th move was extremely crucial and critical that time. So tell us all those moves that were played, because apparently there was an exchanging of the rooks, which Divya correctly did, that also gave her an advantage. Shivani is back with us. Shivani.
Yes, I also want to very quickly go across to former champion Vishwanathan Anand now joining us on the broadcast. Anand, it was Pragyananda who had kind of shot into fame 2 years ago, making into the World Cup final. And now Divya has gone one step further, just 19. Just making into the final was such a big deal. But what do you have to say about her victory?
Fantastic result for India, though in a sense, India was going to win the title no matter what.
Yes.
I think this is a triumph for youth. The nice thing for India was both youth and experience is being represented here. Hampi showing amazing resilience at her age to compete with all these youngsters, but at the same time, we have Divya on the other end of the scale. And in this particular contest, youth won. And for Divya herself, fantastic development because she wins the Grandmaster title.
Yes.
She wins the World Cup and qualifies for the candidates next year
as well.
And suddenly she's pole vaulted ahead. So, in fact, I would say that people have been waiting for those results because everybody recognizes her talent and have been waiting for those results since the Olympiad last year.
Yes.
But it's been a while in coming, but here it is and in all its glory.
Yes, I believe that, even till very recently, when she won one of her last few titles, she was like, I'm going to see, whether chess is for me or whether it's going to be something else. A lot of things interest me in life. But I think after this, maybe her path is decided. A World Cup champion at 19.
You'll have to ask her about that, but I would think she's pretty happy about this. Let's put it that way.
What would you say were her strengths as far as this tournament is concerned, and overall, what you've seen of her?
I think mainly the composure she showed under all this excitement. I mean, playing for these huge stakes, you see that it produces lots and lots of mistakes.
Yes.
But, keeping your nerve, not overreacting to any mistake. It happens. You get over it. You start to make the next move. And that's what she did very well in this tournament. There were many moments where it looked like this should be snatched away from her. But she took it in her stride, took a deep breath, and came back and played great chess. And in the end, that proved decisive. I mean, really, with Humpy, it came down to 2 moves.
Yes.
Humpy fell apart on 2 different occasions in this game. And Divya didn't. And that makes the difference. That makes all the difference.
Yeah, what does it say about the kind of talent that India is producing, Anand? I mean, you've been a leader of the pack as far as chess is concerned, but you would be very happy to note that, not just in the men's category, but also in the women's category, Indian players are making the world sit up and take notice.
Exactly. We have been spoiled with what the youngsters are doing in the men's side of the equation, but I'm happy that Divya was able to equal Vaishali's performance from last time.
Yeah.
Vaishali qualified for the candidates.
Candidates, yes.
2 years ago, along with Humpy again. And this time it's Divya qualifying for the candidates along with Humpy. And that's very important. The fact she becomes a grandmaster. It's a huge step for her. And I hope this will inspire lots of girls to pay attention and maybe learn the game of chess and take part in it.
Yes.
This is what we've been.
Pahalgam hamlar mastermind khotom Suleiman Musa, khotom Yasser, khotom Hamza ও Pahalgam hamlar mastermind khotom 22 এপ্রিল 2025 Pahalgam hamlar mastermind khotom অপারেশন মহাদেবে khotom Suleiman Musa শ্রীনগরে জঙ্গি ডেরায় হানা সিআরপিএফ এর দাচি গ্রামে গুলির লড়াইয়ে নিহত 3 জঙ্গি সিআরপিএফ এর গুলিতে নিহত আবু হামজা ইয়াসের 3 জনই Pahalgam হামলায় যুক্ত বলে দাবি Pahalgam হামলার মাস্টারমাইন্ড খতম অপারেশন মহাদেব খতম সুলেমান মুসা কথা বলবো প্রতিনিধি মৈত্রী ভট্টাচার্য রয়েছেন সঙ্গে মৈত্রী 22 এপ্রিলের পর আজ 28 জুলাই খতম হওয়ার খবর পাচ্ছি এই Pahalgam হামলার মাস্টারমাইন্ড কিভাবে হলো
দেখো অত্যন্ত বড় খবর যেটা আমাদের কাছে এই মুহূর্তে সূত্র মারফত এসে খবর এসে পৌঁছাচ্ছে যে তার সুলেমান ওরফে মুসা যে অন্যতম মাস্টার মাইন্ড এই ভয়াবহ Pahalgam জঙ্গি হামলার তাকে নিকেশ করতে পেরেছে বাহিনী এবং আজকে বাহিনীর জয়েন্ট অপারেশন চলছিল সকাল থেকেই গত কয়েকদিন ধরে বিভিন্ন ইনপুট এসে তাদের কাছে পৌঁছেছিল যে শ্রীনগরের দাচিগ্রাম যে এলাকা রয়েছে সেখানকার জঙ্গলে এই জঙ্গিরা এই ভয়ঙ্কর পাকিস্তানি জঙ্গিরা তারা লুকিয়ে রয়েছে এবং সেই অনুযায়ী অপারেশন লঞ্চ করে বাহিনী যৌথ বাহিনীর এই অপারেশন বেশ কিছুক্ষণ ধরে চলে এবং তাতেই 3 জঙ্গিকে নিকেশ করা গিয়েছে এবং সেখান থেকে বিপুল পরিমাণের অস্ত্রশস্ত্র উদ্ধার করা হয়েছে বলে বাহিনী সূত্রে জানতে পারছি এবং এই 3 জঙ্গির মধ্যে যেটা সব থেকে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ নাম তার নাম হচ্ছে শাহ সুলেমান বা মুসা যে অন্যতম মাস্টার মাইন্ড ছিল এই Pahalgam হামলার যাকে হন্যে হয়ে গোটা গালি জুড়ে খুঁজছিল বাহিনীরা এবং এখনো পর্যন্ত সেনাবাহিনীর সূত্রে যেটা খবর যে এই 3 জঙ্গির লুকিয়ে থাকার খবর বাহিনীর কাছে এসে পৌঁছেছিল এবং তারপরেই তারা একেবারে প্রিসাইজ ইনফরমেশন পেয়ে তারা অপারেশন শুরু করে এবং অপারেশন মহাদেব লঞ্চ করা হয় এবং এই অপারেশন
মৈত্রী একটু বুঝে নিতে চাইবো এই যে এই 3 জন 22 এপ্রিলের পর থেকে হন্যে হয়ে চিরুনি তল্লাশি করা হয়েছিল তাদেরকে খোঁজার জন্য আচ্ছা এই 3 জন কি দাচিগ্রামে গা ঢাকা দিয়েছিল এই যে আমরা বেশ কিছু রিপোর্ট পাচ্ছিলাম হতে পারে দেশান্তরী হয়ে গিয়েছেন তারা পালিয়ে যেতে পারেন কিন্তু না তারাই দাচিগ্রামেই কি ছিল
দেখো বাহিনীর তরফ থেকে